Rap superstar and local Celtics superfan Millyz joins the show to talk about championships and why we love a certain kind of player here in Boston. It's right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Beantown, be ever ready. It's the C's. Who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT Corrales. Recap the madness every game, every practice. Primetime dapping D White on the sideline. Raining Jays, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day, and your team is the Boston Celtics. Every day means Monday through Friday, at least for this week. Next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as we get into the slow period of the NBA offseason, but still more free podcasting than you're going to find anywhere else. So make sure you're subscribed. Watch the show on YouTube, get into the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm John Corrales. I'm a beat writer covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal, and I've written a couple of books in my 20 years of Celtics coverage. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Special show today. It's Millyz. It's the guy who made the original Locked On Celtics intro. It's rap superstar. It's I can't even tell you how many records he's sold, but he's on album number 13 or 14. Blanco 7 out now. Check it out. He's from Cambridge. He's just a mega super Celtics fan of the podcast. So we get into a lot of things. Later on, we'll talk about his relationship with Jadakiss, who is a real important cultural figure in the shift of the NBA into what it is today. We talk about him being a celebrity fan, getting his hands on confetti, all that stuff, and why we love a certain kind of player. Let's just get into the conversation now with Millyz. All right, this is exciting, man. I'm very happy to have Millyz here. First of all, how you doing, man? It's good to see you again. I keep hitting my microphone.
I'm great, man. I'm excellent. Happy to be back in the vicinity of the legend, man.
That's my line for you.
Yeah.
We go back, man. We go back. For people who don't know, there's been enough turnover, I think, on this podcast where people don't remember, like, you were making a name for yourself, and I think through Jay King, you were like, hey, let me just do an open for the podcast. And like our first 2 or 3 theme songs were by you. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find one of the old ones, yours, and just kind of play that as just like a, hey, this is what we used to, this is how big we used to be. We had Millyz out here, and then Millyz got too big, and we like, okay, we didn't want to bother him anymore for podcast opens, because you're out there making like real big money now, big music. So, but I do appreciate you being there from the beginning, man. It's really great to see you kind of blow up the way you've blown up.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that for sure. We definitely got a crazy history, because I don't even remember when I did the podcast with you, the intros.
Yeah.
For you and Jay King, but I remember being such a fan of the show. And then I just remember we did another one.
Yeah.
Because I think that I had too many references, and that's a funny thing with rap now. Like, I never try to, like, when I'm doing a song, I never try to date my songs. So I never try to say certain brands that I know, even if the brand is the hottest in the moment.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the same way that I had to switch those intros back in the day, because there was player changeover,
yep.
Whatever was happening. Certain things just couldn't be relevant, and we couldn't stay with that current intro. We had to switch it. It's kind of like the same thing in rap now when I'm making a song. Like, Dr. Dre has never put a date on an album. Like, you're never supposed to say. They used to do that back in the day.
All the time. Like, all my favorite songs.
1999. Never do that. You don't want to do that, because it would sound ridiculous for someone to say 2016. Like, you don't want to hear that. Like, just let the music be timeless. So.
Well, it's so funny because You said 1999, and when I think of dates, I hear like 1988. That's how old I'm listening to like the Big Daddy Kane's, EPMDs, like all of. I'm from that era of rap.
I missed that.
Yes, you definitely missed that. We are not close in age. So this
I was just around Big Daddy Kane though at Jadakiss's 50th birthday party. He had Big Daddy Kane do a performance there.
That's, I mean, that guy.
It was like, watch this right now.
Yeah, man. Big Daddy Kane was like a life-changing experience for me because it introduced me to people that I never would have met before in college, and it got me down a road of listening to samples, and I got a real education on what the music was, where it came from, the whole history, all of that stuff. So all of that, like, not to mention like when I was in high school playing basketball, like that's what I was listening to. My entrance music was, EPMD, Strictly Business, and all of that stuff. So, but your music, like, look, I'm not shy in saying I'm an old man, but your music is some of the music that I listen to. I don't listen to a whole lot of new stuff anymore, but I'm always making sure I'm listening to, you have, I don't know, you have a sound, you have a style. I don't know, that a lot of these other guys, I think maybe because I can understand what you're saying. I think that's one of the things.
Well, I'm still rapping. I'm one of last rappers is still rapping.
Yeah, you're one of the few enunciators that I can actually understand the words coming out of your mouth.
I'm gonna send you some stuff though. There's some good rappers out there you like.
Sure. I'm sure there are a lot of few people. Like one of the new guys.
After the age of 30, scientifically, people stop looking for new music by like 90%. So.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. So what happens after 50? Do you regress? Do you forget?
I don't know what happens.
Because that's where I am.
Yeah, it's probably down to like 99.9%.
Yeah.
But it'd be good to get some new music every now and then. It keeps the youth. It keeps you.
Yes, for sure. Obviously, you're on here because you're a huge Celtics fan. You're from Cambridge.
Yes.
For people,
I requested this interview for everybody out there. I requested this. I said I want to talk about the Celtics, man.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things about seeing you now is when you sit courtside now, they put you on the Jumbotron and they say Millyz is here. Talk about like maybe that journey, like you've gone to games like when you started rapping and you'd be there. And I mean, at the beginning, it's kind of tough to get recognized. And now like when you're there, you're getting on the Jumbotron, you're getting like the ovation and all that stuff. Talk about that little journey.
And I did halftime, all of that. And it, man, it's the craziest journey ever because like my Celtics journey starts with my mom real young. That was like our connection bonding point, super bonding point, because I just got super into basketball when I was young. I'm from Cambridge. It's a very, 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 very basketball prominent city. We have Patrick Ewing, Ramil Robinson, Michael Carter Williams is really from my neighborhood. Like, his father and stuff. So he grew up playing ball in Hoyfield and stuff like that. So I was really into basketball, and I just latched on to watching the Celtics like really early. And my mom, she would take me to games. We would walk. I grew up probably like maybe 60-second walk, 120-second walk to Central Square.
Mm-hmm.
So we would take the train from Central Square to the Green Line, to Leechmere, whatever it was. And we go to the games. And I remember just sitting so far back. I don't know if I'm bugging, but I swear they had like some obstructed view seats. And we'd sit like, it was when there was $10 tickets.
Yeah.
That we were doing so many balcony games with my mom, and then eventually, just sort of like moving closer. But I'm like ride or die Celtics fan my whole life. I never flipped on them. I was never on another team's bandwagon. I was a Kobe fan though, as a kid too. But the Celtics weren't competitive. But I was still a diehard Celtics fan, like Antoine Walker, all of these guys, like this was like what I was really on.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the Celtics just meant everything to me, and it signifies even more than just, a sports team to me, because it's also one of the bonds with my mom. Like when we want to kind of escape from life, this is our escapism, the Celtics. Like, all right, forget talking about all that. Let's talk about the Celtics. So um '08 when we won, man, I shed a tear of joy for real. I had never shed a tear of joy in my life. I didn't even know what a tear of joy was. I shed a tear of joy. And over the years, just started going to games, and I really commend the Celtics organization on embracing me at the right time, because they waited until, I was charting on Billboard and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, like they should. And they've really helped me with my rap career, from the players to the organization, and I feel like I'm also, I'm like a national voice now for them when it comes to the rap community, especially like
Mm-hmm.
when people think the Boston Celtics, as far as all the rappers, man, like my phone blows up the most when it's anything to do with Celtics. And this is from guys from, the West Coast to the Midwest and all around the East Coast. So, yeah, long story short.
No, that's
Short story long.
much more with Millyz when we come back, talking about like all the hard work that leads to becoming a celebrity fan, a super fan, and getting his hands on championship confetti. It's all coming up next. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel gets you into the action in all these summer sports, whether it's baseball, whether it's soccer, whether it's golf. It's the best way to make the game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so let's make it a little more thrilling. Get into a baseball game and follow it all the way through the ninth inning with a little bit of a stake in the game. Same thing with golf if you'd like. You can use FanDuel to track your favorite matchup. The app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. Super easy to use, fast to pay out. It makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. So whether you're placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet ride into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it easy to feel like you're part of the action. Very important to set your limits, set your budget. Once you log in, it'll ask you to do that. Please do that, because betting on games can be fun. It can help you, feel excited about things, but very easy to go overboard. We don't want that. So set your limit, set your budget, set what you are willing to spend, willing to lose. And then once that's done, then you refill and you come back and you can play again later. It's totally fine. So please do that. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Thanks for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Go check out Locked On NBA, Locked On NBA Game Night, 2 podcasts on the Locked On NBA feed. They'll both have tons and tons of coverage. Even as the NBA offseason gets quiet, there's international stuff. There's still moves being made. There's still news being made, and we'll have it all on the Locked On NBA and Locked On NBA Game Night. Both podcasts on the same feed. Go check that out. Now let's get back into the conversation with Millyz.
That is incredible too. Well, first of all, we need a non-Wahlberg celebrity fan in the building. So this is great to have someone else.
We love the Wahlbergs though.
I mean, sure, but we need more.
No.
We need more.
No, for sure. I definitely think it's very important for us to have more staples at the games.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not New York, right? Boston's not New York, and
we're never gonna be Celebrity Row, but
right,
But
when somebody makes it in Boston,
you want somebody from the 617 like that, and that's one of the things, man. I don't care about internet comments, but sometimes the Celtics will post me, and I'll see somebody say, "Why don't you give those seats to the real fans or whatever?" And I'm like, brother, we can go stat for stat, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I guarantee. And the same way that I root from my TV and, in front of the TV, and that I rooted in the balcony, I root like that.
Yeah.
Courtside.
Yeah.
I'm not too cool. I'm not sitting down the whole game. No, I'm jumping up. I'm going crazy. I'm giving you all the energy in my body from a genuine place, to root for this team. So it means the most to me, man.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it's great to see you. It's great to see you there, on the sidelines, and I've seen you a couple of times in the back. So it is, like I said before, it's kind of fun. I love people who have their hard work pay off. I mean, that's part of why I love being around these athletes, especially from a young age, because you can see the work, right? You can see like Jayson Tatum, him from a rookie to him now. You're like, he's changed his body, he's changed his play style. He's
only 19.
He's still only 19. So like you watch a guy who's coming in like Hugo Gonzalez, and you're like, okay, he's got all of this raw talent. Now let's see how he develops all of that stuff. Let's go back a second here, because you talked about the 2008 championship. But what about the championship a couple of seasons ago? What was that like for you?
That was amazing. I thought we almost had a chance against the Warriors. I almost felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then just to finally get one, and I don't know, it was amazing, man. I caught the confetti. I put the confetti I got the confetti in a little Ziploc bag somewhere. It was amazing.
See, that's great. That's the fan. Like, you got to grab some of that, and there was plenty of it.
I caught the confetti. There was plenty of it, but I was catching that stuff in my pockets with it.
This is one of the things that I was like, when OKC won last year, like, do you guys not have confetti? Like they were like barely selling.
It was a little lackluster,
wasn't it?
That's why it was a little lackluster. I feel like I don't think they're like the one thing I was telling people with Indiana is I know Indiana's a basketball town for real, regardless. I don't know if OKC is a basketball town or not.
It's weird.
Indiana is a basketball town. They got the Hoosiers.
Yeah, Oklahoma's football country. That's like football country.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe they don't appreciate it the same way.
I don't know. So where are you right now as far as like the Celtics just won a championship a season ago? Now, now here they are in a tough place as like a diehard fan. How does this, we're talking about second aprons, we're talking about all this stuff that no one wants to hear about, but it's absolutely critical to understand, to kind of get a sense of where this team is, why they're doing what they're doing, why they're in this position. As a fan, how are you looking at this new collective bargaining agreement, what it's doing? Like, what are your emotions right now watching what's been happening to the Celtics?
It's tough. I mean, because it's the second apron, but it's so contingent on, the Tatum injury too. I feel like I'm excited, actually. I'm excited to see what we could do, because I do believe that this franchise, I feel like we got dogs in this franchise. And that's from Brad Stevens. Damn, I feel like Brad Stevens is a dog. Like, Joe Mazzulla, dog. I feel like we got winners' energy, and I feel like regardless, I don't think we're gonna tank. I think we're gonna throw the best shot we have. I think people are underestimating Jaylen Brown. We still have a good squad. The East is weak. I'm optimistic. What else can I be but optimistic, And then as Tatum rehabs, I think we're right back in it, and I think we're damn near the favorites, man, because he's the greatest player in the NBA. So,
ooh, I like that. I like that confidence. Yeah, I think that the Tatum thing is going to be super interesting. I know a lot of people are giving me a lot of crap for suggesting that he might be back at some point this season. And look, I don't know what this season's going to be, but Tatum, I do feel like Tatum is going to be, when he comes back, I have the utmost confidence he's going to be back exactly where he was before. The only thing that he needs is the confidence in his body to move forward. And that's what Kevin Durant has said, all those guys.
Yeah, from my understanding, it's hard, like it takes a little while to adjust when you come back.
Yeah.
From an ACL.
There's a mental part that because all you did was take a step you take all the time, and then all of a sudden your Achilles goes, and it's like how do you trust your body? It's like if you were just sitting there rapping normally, and then all of a sudden you go for something and your voice kicks out, and you're like, well, how do I trust when you get your voice back? How do I trust that it's not going to go out again? And
No, 100%. It's like when, 100%. It's like if you've done the same thing a quadrillion times, and then on the quadrillionth time it goes left on you, it'll throw a mental roadblock in there. But he's a different type of dude, man, and we got a different, like, I feel like also like just those injuries are gonna progressively get better as they're learned about more and more, and more
Yeah.
players have went through them, and we're just in the age where people are getting younger, going on. So I don't know. I just got to be optimistic, John.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I think Tatum's going to be fine. I think ultimately he's going to be fine. It's wild. You're right, though. It's wild because as time goes on, this was an injury that would end somebody's career, and now it's like, he's going to be out for a little while, but when he comes back, he comes back.
So I was originally looking at it like, well, if he's slated to come back in March, is that the time?
Something like that? It's 8 to 12 months. So 8 months would be February, and like April,
So
May,
April, and then I'm just looking like the East is so weak, and I do want to beat the Knicks, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
We're going to get into those Knicks fans beating the Knicks and all that stuff, how Knicks fans reacted to beating the Celtics, and getting into like some NBA culture stuff with Jadakiss and his seriously changed the entire culture of the NBA, him and Allen Iverson. We'll talk about that when we come back. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Reminder, we are going back down to 3 days a week next week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but there will still possibly be bonus podcasts if something big happens. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcasts. Now let's get back to finishing this conversation off with Millyz.
Can you believe, I want to get your reaction to how the Knicks fans were celebrating. Like they celebrated beating the Celtics like it was like they had just won a championship. And then they go out and lose to the Pacers. But when you see Knicks fans celebrating like that, what do you?
I mean, I live here. I live in New York.
All right, so I did also for like 7 years. I lived in New York for 7 years. I've seen
New York, and one thing I can say is the Knicks are 100 times more optimistic than I sound. Like at all times, like when anything goes right, if they go on a 2-game win streak, they're super optimistic. They think they could win the championship. So I wasn't surprised by them being elated to beat us. It happened before. I remember when they beat the KG and Pierce.
Yeah.
Whatever series that was. You remember when the Knicks beat us in the playoffs?
Oh, that was. When was that? I told. Whenever it was.
I remember people saying the Celtics, we appreciate y'all and we got love for y'all, but it's just New York's time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't their time.
2011, I want to say. Yeah.
I mean, salute to them for being real fans, though. They're real fans for sure. They're real fans, but they're delusional sometimes.
Well, that's what a real fan is. Delusional sometimes, right. I suppose. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to what's next for the Celtics. This is going to be an interesting time. I do think they're going to rebuild something soon. I love the fact that you're so close to Jadakiss. I think Jadakiss was instrumental in changing the entire culture of the NBA. His whole thing with Allen Iverson. That was, I mean, you talk about a flashpoint in NBA history. I think culturally, Jadakiss and Allen Iverson are such a turning point in NBA culture. It's, because everything was prim and proper prior to that. And actually they got David Stern to impose
suits.
The dress code. The dress code. you're having an impact when the commissioner has to come in and be like, okay, we have to, because now that I think that was actually like one of the most important things to happen when you force the commissioner to come in and say, hey, we need a dress code here. Now all of a sudden it went from this little cultural shift where Iverson was like unabashedly himself to like, let's just call it what it is. Like mainstream white America was like, wait a second, they need a dress code now.
Why? Slam. You remember Slam magazine?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
And it had Who's Scared of Allen Iverson, and he was there with the tattoo. That's before dudes were really getting inked down. Now you see NBA players with face tats.
Like it's happening all. I mean, look, I'm all sleeved up now. Like I've got this whole.
Iverson wouldn't be shocking to anybody in today's day.
No, not at all. But he's the guy that came in and kind of brought this in. So that's why I'm like, every time I see Jadakiss, I automatically go to those, answer commercials and all of that stuff. So, I mean, do you guys have like conversations about that stuff? Like I'm kind of curious about like how like you're around that kind of like cultural kind of icon.
Yeah. Nah, he's funny. Like before my run really started and we would talk about, we'd get in a Knicks and Celtics argument or something like that. Or it's not even, we'd get in a New York, Boston sports argument, let me say. And if it wasn't going his way, you just flip it to like, I took showers in the Boston Garden. Like, what have you done? And I'll be like, hold on, I'm not comparing my career to yours. Hold on, stop. Like, he just starts flipping it on me. I took showers in the Boston Garden. They love me in the like that. But nah, I ask him about iconic and legendary moments all the time. And there's so many that people don't know about because he's been lit since 1997,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and it's cool. Even when my first time sitting courtside officially, my first actual time was with the NFL player who was into writing raps, and he brought me during the KG era, and I was supposed to do some songwriting for him. He wanted to leave at halftime. It was like the worst thing ever. He wanted to leave at halftime to go to the studio, and that was the worst thing ever to me. But later on, I sat courtside with Kiss, and our first game, Rodney Hood jumped into the bleachers, and we spilled all this beer and
I remember that.
And it went super duper viral. So like I think that helped my cause. But nah, man, we got a lot of good just sports memories alone, man, just from him coming to the games and stuff. So it's always cool when he comes to the games, especially, and just being with a real legend, man, a legend whose foundation is based on concrete for real.
Let's get into like some of your favorite. Do you have favorite like Celtics moments, memories, things like that, players that, a player that you just, or a play or anything like that you just like, this is locked into my memory forever?
I say Isaiah Thomas. Like, there's so many though, right? Because I go Walter McCarty. There's so many, a lot of role players over the years too. That's one of the things I was talking to Kiss about. Like, being
that is so Boston. Fan, that is such a Boston thing to say.
Being a Celtics fan, you can it's like you really lock in on the role players. Like, that's our like Walter McCarty was a star because we love Walter. Like,
yeah.
And I told that to one of the players on the team who's playing now. When he came over, and I just said, listen, this is the fan base that even if you get 8 minutes a game, if you bust your ass, if you go hard, they will love you and champion you like no other fan base. So I think out of any sports organization in the world, this is where we'll really take a player, Scalabrini or whoever, and we will hoist them up. You can get the most out of being a bench player or a player with limited minutes, a role player. We love Eric Williams. We love I don't know. Name so many random guys that we just love and propel as much as we can, you know? And then there's people who come to the team. Would you say that there's people who come to the team sometimes, but they were never a Celtic?
Oh,
Like
100%.
a Rafe LaFriends or like a you remember when the Celtics were pushing Yuri Welsh?
Yeah, I do remember Yuri Welsh. Yes, of course.
But like I'm trying to think of more like current day things. Like some people come and go, and some people are just ingrained as Celtics,
Yeah.
and you can have it within a year. Like, I mean, Drew Holiday, like quick, Celtic great.
Yeah.
Then there's others, you know.
The role player I think that could have come here and been like what you're talking about, but was the exact opposite, and it just drives me crazy, is Tristan Thompson. I will forever.
Oh yeah, he could have been a good Celtic.
He could have been.
Celtic, and my memory forgets what he even did. So
yeah, I just remember forever at the beginning of the season when he came here, things weren't going well, and he said, like in an interview, was like something like the regular season is horse, and went on about like it's all about being ready for the playoffs and on and on and on and on. And then the season ends, and
I believed him too. I was like, he's going to be a dog in the playoffs.
Yeah. And then it all falls apart. Like, this is the worst season. And like Brad was talking about, like, we never built the championship habits and so on and so forth. So I remember doing a postseason interview or like a mid-playoff interview with him. And I was like, hey, remember when you said the regular season was horseshit? And he was like, he shook his head. He kind of went back. He's like, I knew this question was coming. Like, he knew that as soon as I started, because he knew, like, I locked into it, and I was like, did you guys not build habits or what? I didn't even forget what his answer was. But that whole season, like, I still blame him for getting into, like, Jayson Tatum's ear and, like, kind of poisoning the youth to be like, you're not taking you don't have to take the regular season as seriously. And, like, I think that kind of set the Celtics back. I don't think the players would ever admit that. But I truly believe that he and, like, Kyrie, like, but I think Tristan especially, who came in here and was supposed to be
Gordon
like this.
Hayward was never a Celtic.
He was a guy he was another guy, but I think that's because he just broke his foot.
And barring injury aside and all of that, it was just like certain people just put on the jersey and they are the jersey.
Yeah.
And
no, you're right. You're right.
People, it's just you just played here and you got to check, you know?
That's right. And that's how it's always going to be. But I think it's why I loved your answer, because it's so Boston. It's so Boston to go to, like, the role players or the extreme underdog like Isaiah Thomas, right? They
got to do a whole documentary on that, because, I mean, that was amazing to me. That gave me hope, like, just as feeling like an underdog. Right around the time he started turning up, I was watching him and I was listening to Nipsey Hussle. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
For real. And if you just know, you know, if you know, you know, man, and that just gave me a lot of hope. Nipsey's like this super independent rapper, and Isaiah Thomas is the underdog of all time, and I think he finished 5th in MVP voting.
Yes, absolutely.
So, this is mind-blowing stuff that you know, they rewrite history all the time, but this is mind-blowing stuff. But yeah, like, no, I think that's the cornerstone of being a Celtics fan, man. Like, we, of course, our star players, and we're going to die for the star players, but especially, like, the role players, this is a place where you can come and just super be embraced, man. So for any rookies, for the rookies, I'm rooting hard for Baylor. I think he could be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Look what Pritchard's already doing, but we already loved Pritchard before.
Yeah.
Like, Will loves the player way before they hit the mainstream.
It's so funny. And then, so there is that parallel to you. And that's like, you are Boston. Like, that's the same idea. It's the same thing. It's why we love the types of players that we love. It's, you know, I'm just the guy that's working hard. That's our identity. That's our persona.
Yeah,
you want something? No one's like pretending out. You can't pretend in Boston. You can't fake your way through it in Boston. And that's why we get the reputation of blue collar town. It's, you got to go in and do the work. I mean, think about what we are in Boston. Think about, like, in November, they switch the clocks. It gets dark at 4 o'clock. Traffic sucks. It's freezing cold. You got to go work. Your traffic, like everything, you got to go. It's honestly soul crushing.
Everybody's on edge.
Everybody's pissed off. You're always encountering somebody who's, like you said, like on edge. Exactly. And the only way to get through it is to be tough and work your ass off. And that's why we appreciate those types of players. That's why we appreciate those types of people. That's why I appreciate you. You did the same thing. You went in there, you dropped, what do you say, 13 albums already? You probably have 13 more by the time.
My career was definitely an uphill battle on roller skates. And like if you just even take the odds statistically about somebody, because I'm from Cambridge, specifically, but if you take the odds of, it's the 617, and if you take the odds just statistically of making it in rap from the 617, it's very hard. But I took that Celtics underdog, just that underdog mentality, and I just really put that shit on my back, and it helped me get to where I got. And there's definitely a correlation to the sports teams and what we praise out here for real in the 617 in general.
So
and mass in general for sure. And I do want to say before this wraps up, man, I'm proud of you too, because I remember, if my memory serves me correct, when we first connected, you weren't officially with the team.
Right. I was doing my blog. I was blogging on redsarmy.com.
And then at some point it got to me hearing your voice asking the questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's John asking the so-and-so. Like, I still have that effect when you're asking Tatum or Jaylen Brown, and those are my guys too. Like, but when you're asking them, I'm like, oh man, that's an accomplishment, bro. Like you're in the squad, you're in this shit, like
Thank
for
you.
real. So you're a part of it, man. That's fire, bro. I know this was your passion, that. And I saw you go from not doing the post game interviews, being separate from it, to just being I'm asking the important questions. You know what I mean?
I do appreciate that. That's man. I feel very lucky to have been able to kind of crack that. We'll see how long it lasts, but like, just like you, I'm just trying to stay in the game. I'm trying to like see what's next. And like, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Like sometimes I sit there in the locker room and I'm like, what am I doing here? You get that feeling of like, you walk into a room and you see all of these like rap legends and you're like, wait a second. Like, you belong, but like, there's a part of you that's like, oh my God. What?
Yeah.
Did somebody forget to not let me in? Because what am I doing here?
Yeah. That's what we work for though, man.
That's right. Well, man, I do appreciate it. I love talking to you. And I return that compliment. I'm proud of your success, and I know there's a lot more coming on. So thank you so much. Everybody go get Blanco 7. Check it out. Spotify everywhere. Thanks, man.
Thank you, brother.
Look, Millyz is a superstar. Even if you're not a rap fan, he's a superstar. He is really becoming the face of Boston rap music. He's at Celtics games. He's a big time Celtics fan. So I'm happy to know him. I'm happy to kind of share some of this journey with him. It's really cool that he's, was doing some of our intros, and it was really cool for him to reach out to me and say he wanted to hop on the podcast. I'm always a little bit like worried about taking up too much of his time, but I got to remember he's just a hardcore celebrity Celtics fan now. And so it's great to have him on. It's going to be great to see him still courtside at some of these games. Tomorrow's show is a flashcard Friday. Tom Westerholm is back. We talk about all kinds of topics. You submit random topics, and we have a pile of flashcards that we go through. We do them cold, so we don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming, and it's just a lot of fun. So subscribe to the show. Watch that show tomorrow with me and Tom. Get into the comment section of the YouTube page, and then share the podcast. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.